Building a Tweed Deluxe guitar amplifier, Part 13. Potentiometers. Wiring the pots wasn't too bad. The soldering wasn't too bad either. I'm used to wiring guitars, so I understand the basics of potentiometers, but it was refreshing to kind of see a new angle of how they work in an amp circuit. A lot of the controls on amps simply control what passes and what goes to ground. Actually, with your knobs on 5 out of 10, you are sending half of your signal to ground. I'm just a music artist who plays guitar, so there are plenty of people who can better describe what the components in an amp really do. But to be extremely basic, potentiometers just regulate the amount of signal that passes on to the next stage in the amplifier. Different potentiometers have different amounts of resistance, and this alters the sound. Different types of tone capacitors and capacitor values are used to achieve different sounds. The Tweed Deluxe has a very simple tone stack. It basically just controls whether it favors low or high frequencies, much like a tone knob on any guitar pedal. The capacitors control the frequency band cutoff point and to an extent the shape or contour of the signal. Next up is the input jacks and then the soldering of the panel controls. If you have ever wondered what makes a guitar amp sound the way it does, I think you would be really surprised. As I've built this amp, I really have begun to see some things that I had not seen before. One of them is that a majority of the tone in an amplifier comes from the circuit, not the tubes. The way all this stuff is put together is what controls the sound of the amp. And a lot of it has to do with the amount of gain and the EQ. So you can do heavy mods to this circuit and actually completely change the character of this amp just by altering the tone stack. And again, I'm just a guitar player, so I don't know too much about modding amps. Actually, I know nothing about modding amps, but I know enough to know now that things are a bit deceiving in a sense with guitar amplifiers. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one.